Hello, my name is Kevin Clanton. My pronouns are she, her, and I am the Regional Council Manager for Birth to 5 Illinois, Region 40, covering Calhoun, Greene, Jersey, and Macoupin. Thank you for watching Region 40's Early Childhood Regional Needs Assessment Virtual Report. This recorded session will provide an overview of findings from the Birth to 5 Illinois Region 40 Needs Assessment, as well as talk about the strengths, needs, and recommendations for improving access to and enrollment in early childhood education and care programs in the region. A link to the full report can be found in the description below. If you would like to turn on closed captioning, click the CC icon at the bottom of the video. This will turn on the captions. If you want a language different than English, click on the gear icon for settings, click on subtitles, then auto translate, and you can scroll down to pick the language you want. In 2021, the Illinois Commission on Equitable Early Childhood Education and Care Funding issued a report with findings that highlighted the inequities in early childhood funding in Illinois and the need to create a better statewide infrastructure to support early childhood professionals, expand services and programs for families and caregivers, and increase enrollment in ECEC programs. The report focused on the importance of addressing racial inequities and the need to include local voices in the conversation funders and decision makers were having about early childhood education and care. To provide a structure for communities, families, and caregivers to engage with the data and share experiences, a new statewide infrastructure was created across 39 regions, all of which align with existing Illinois State Board of Education regional offices of education boundaries, but operate independently. Birth to 5 Illinois regional boundaries align with school districts instead of strictly following county lines, which can be a challenge for gathering and interpreting data because many early childhood services are provided by or tied to school districts. Region 40 is located in the Midwestern part of the state when borders the Illinois River to the west and the Mississippi River to the south. It is the traditional home to the Ochichi-Shakoan, the Key-Kakapoi, the Kaskaskia, the Mia, and the Peoria. Many others consider these counties their traditional homeland as well. It is a mostly rural region with small towns filling in the landscape between farms and fields. Agriculture is the region's biggest industry, with the largest exports being grain, cattle, and pork. Joining me in the Region 40 office is Lindsay Coltis, our Family and Community Engagement Specialist, and our administrative support, Lisa Wojcik. The experiences and knowledge families, caregivers, and early childhood professionals gain while navigating the complexities of the state's early childhood education and care system are valuable, and understanding their lived experience in the local context is vital for decision makers to ensure communities have access to the programs, services, and supports they need. To this end, Birth to 5 Illinois was created to harness family and caregiver voices in early childhood education and care and serve as a bridge between the communities and policymakers so family, caregiver, and professional experiences can guide the decisions made to expand or enhance services across the state. Our mission is to create a statewide regional infrastructure that will amplify input from communities in the development of policies and funding priorities. We support the mobilization of communities to build and sustain equitable access to inclusive, high-quality early childhood services for all children and families in the state of Illinois. We envision that our work will help all stakeholders reimagine a more equitable early childhood education and care system that respects family and community voice and works to ensure it is centered and prioritized at every level of decision making in Illinois. We have three main values and goals. First, we must prioritize family voice. Through this transformation centered on authentic family and community engagement, we will address the inequitable distribution of resources and services and rebuild our state's early childhood education and care system. Second, we must address the racial inequities that exist in our early childhood system. In an effort to move our early childhood education and care system to one where racism no longer impacts a child's success, we will work to dismantle barriers that have limited access to high quality services for minoritized children in every corner of our state. Third, we will use the collective impact model to shift the current early childhood system to influence policy and funding at the local, regional, and state level. Birth to Five Illinois will use community-driven feedback to build a system that harnesses knowledge directly from families and providers and encourages decision makers to ensure new and/or expanded services are created to meet community needs.
Two critical parts of the new statewide infrastructure are family councils and action councils. Located in each of the 39 regions, the councils provide feedback on quantitative data from the Illinois Early Childhood Asset Map, or IECAM, and the Illinois Network of Child Care Resource and Referral Agencies, or INCRA, to help contextualize the data at the local level. The councils meet twice a month in virtual, in-person, or hybrid meetings. The family councils are comprised of parents and caregivers from a wide variety of family types: single parents, adoptive and foster parents, caregivers of relatives, teen parents, two-parent families, multi-generational families, and more, and prioritize the voices of those who have not been involved in this type of work before. We want to highlight those who have been involved in our Region 40 Family Council over the past year and thank them for sharing their experiences with the early childhood system. Thank you to the following Family Council members: Kelly Ballard, Caitlin Borghini, Tracy Fox Clarkson, Kelsey Deaton, Abigail King, Cassie McKevers, Ashton Peacock, Brittany Peters, Sadie Rankin, Stormy Sanders, Jessica Tupper, and Jenna Walden.
Action councils are comprised of early childhood education and care professionals, healthcare providers, faith leaders, elected officials, and other community members. Each action council reserved 2 seats for parents and caregivers to ensure family voices were included in every discussion. Action Council members were invited to bring additional aggregated data on programs and services provided by their agency or organization to complement data from IECAM and INCRA. We extend thanks and gratitude to our Region 40 Action Council members, Kelsey Arnold, Stephanie Emery, Amanda Gobin, Lisa Good, Amy Hess, Lisa Callow, Regina Lindsay, Jennifer Lubrant, Amber Nash, Dr. Cindy Rice, Molly Peters, Laura Sams, Sarah Schmidt, Marcia Schulte, Christine Stanley, and Marla Willard. Beyond the council meetings, additional qualitative data was collected community-wide through focus groups and interviews, and all council members were invited to provide input on each section of their early childhood regional needs assessment. 4 focus groups were held, 20+ interviews were given, and 2 surveys were provided. Council members developed the strengths, needs, and recommended next steps that are unique to each region. Regional teams, along with the support of their Action and Family Council members, created a dissemination plan and are holding community meetings virtually and in person to share their report's findings. The following slides highlight some data that was discussed by council members and provide insights into the early childhood education and care landscapes in our region. Region 40 is mostly white, but each county has a percentage of racial diversity ranging from less than 1% to 1.5% that identify as 2 or more races or Hispanic or Latino. Among the 4 counties, the average commute to work time is 30 minutes. However, many workers travel over an hour to bordering counties or states like Missouri. In addition to the long commute times, a significant portion of the population works night shifts, split shifts, and weekend shifts. Part of the conversation with council members were around priority populations defined by the Illinois Early Learning Council as groups that have been historically underserved by early childhood education and care programs. In Region 40, the priority populations include children living in families in poverty, children of teen parents, children experiencing homelessness, children with welfare involvement, children being raised by a relative, or children from families with low caregiver education attainment. While data on children and families from priority populations is limited, there are a few things of note about Region 40. According to the 2020 census, 42% of the children ages birth to 5 lived at or below 200% of the federal poverty level, meaning that many of them are eligible for a number of state-funded early childhood programs. Those living at the highest rate of poverty, 97%, are concentrated in Macoupin and Greene County. Additionally, according to information provided by the Area 5 Homeless Liaison, 5% of the kindergartners are experiencing homelessness and receiving services through school-based McKinney-Vento program. This is 3% above the state average. Additional information about priority populations was gathered through surveys, interviews, and focus groups and is included throughout our final Early Childhood Regional Needs Assessment Report. Community collaborations are an integral part of the early childhood landscape. Local early childhood community collaborations bring together community agencies, organizations, and individuals with a shared vision or goal. They understand the importance of improving early childhood education and care for children, caregivers, and providers. At this time, there are no early childhood collaborations in Region 40. Region 40 is home to a variety of early childhood education and care programs and providers, all servicing children based on the licensing, funding, and staffing requirements. But access to early childhood programs and services is not equitable for all regions' families. Wait lists at child care centers and the availability of child care in our region is a significant barrier for families and caregivers. As one community member stated, sometimes wait lists at daycares are years long. Families and caregivers reported that they were highly reliant on grandparents or other family members to provide child care for their children. Some parents have had to quit their jobs or turn down career advancements due to the lack of available childcare and cited the cost of care as a reason they haven't used it. There is a program that families can apply to through the Illinois Department of Human Services, or IDHS, called the Child Care Assistance Program, or CCAP. This program provides families with limited access to financial resources and access to quality, affordable childcare while allowing caregivers to continue working and or completing their education. All families are required to cost share on a sliding scale based on family size and income. However, not all providers will accept CCAP due to delayed payments, and not all families want to complete the application, which can be lengthy and can be difficult to complete. There are publicly funded preschool options available in the region, such as Early Head Start, Preschool for All, and Preschool for All expansion programs. However, not all programs are full day, nor do all provide transportation to and from the program, leaving many families who qualify for publicly funded preschool choosing not to enroll them in a publicly funded program. Additionally, there are not enough spots for families to enroll their child in care across all programs in the region, leaving some families with very limited options for childcare. Through community meetings, focus groups, interviews, and surveys, families in the region reiterated the urgent need for more affordable childcare and preschool options, staffed with providers and teachers that are well paid, supported, and who will want to continue working in the early childhood long term. Similar to other areas of the state, Region 40 is experiencing a staff and teacher shortage, preventing programs from operating at full capacity or expanding to meet community needs. Staff turnover is a big contributor to the workforce shortage, and it remains a concern among community members in Region 40. There are many short-term caregivers who are interning to receive a degree or working long enough to gain experience and then leaving child care centers for better financial opportunities. One community member noted that they have seen some turnover in child care staff at the child care center where their children attend, but the turnover is mostly from students working at the child care center until they can obtain their college degree, and others using the position as a temporary stopgap until they can move on to another job. Many community members report that pay or salaries are also a factor when considering staff turnover. The pay is low and is not a long-term option for many trying to support a family. Low pay combined with the demands of the position and long hours have left many staff burnt out and not willing to come back to the field. As a result of the workforce shortage, Region 40 has limited options of programs and resources for children ages birth to age 5. This is especially true for children in rural areas, many of whom do not attend a program until kindergarten. In more rural areas of the region, many parents and caregivers are utilizing a family member or friend for their child care needs. This means if the family member or friend is not available to provide child care, parents and caregivers are unable to work outside the home or have to take off work during times when a family member or friend is not available to care for their children. Others have been forced to patch together their child's care with some time covered by a friend, family member, and enrollment in a part-time child care. Community and council members identified several strengths of the early childhood system in Region 40. For the sake of time, I will only share a few. Our greatest strength in the region is the ECEC staff are enthusiastic about their work and always willing to share resources. We have 2 colleges within our region, a private college and a community college that are promoting and offer accredited ECEC certification. And our PI and PFA programs are providing continuity within our small districts. Community and council members also identified challenges and opportunities for growth in the region as well. For the sake of time, I will only share a few. Key needs include accessible and affordable childcare for all families, ECEC system and programs that are easy to navigate, and local specialized services to meet the needs of children, families, and providers. Based on community and council conversations, recommendations have been made on how early childhood education and care programs and services can be improved for families in Region 40. Recommendations will be presented to lawmakers, state agencies, local elected officials, and funders so they can better understand the needs of families in the region and share the recommendations so they can see how best to meet those needs. These are a few of the recommendations made, but more can be found in the Regional Needs Assessment. Recommendation number 1 is fortifying and strengthening the ECEC workforce. Recommendation number 2, transportation that is accessible and feasible for all. Number 3, increase ECEC knowledge and focus within the community and the region. This summer, we will be out in the community talking to more families, providers, and stakeholders about their experiences with early childhood education and care, and we want to talk to you. We invite community members, families, and early childhood professionals to join the conversation by filling out a council interest form. Please go to www.birth25il.com/councils or click the link in the description to get involved. Interest forms will close later this summer which council meetings fully resuming in August. I want to thank our state partners for their support and you for watching. We encourage you to stay in touch with us by visiting our regional page at www.birth-to-5il.com/Region 40, joining our Facebook group, or reaching out to me via email at kclanton, KCLANTON, @birth-to-5il.com. Links to our pages, along with my email address, are available in the description below. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to connecting with you soon.